So in this case, we are going to consider another typical exam revision as we are preparing for our term 3, which is our September exams, covering what we have been doing in our term 3. So this is another typical exam question, which is of the Mpumalanga province, and that is let us see what we have got here. So it was a term 3 quarterly test, and that was out of 50 marks. Okay, and make sure you just go through the instructions and information that you're given. As we can see, this question paper consists of 6 questions. That is, answer all of the questions that you're given. All right, so guys, make sure that you go through each and every instruction, and also answers should be rounded off to 2 decimal places unless stated otherwise. And on the first part of our questions, we are given to choose the correct answer from those given. Write only the letter. All right, so in this case, we're gonna write only the letter of your choice, correct answer. All right, then we are given example 1.1, answer is B, just an example of what you're given. So anyways, the first part was 1.1. Which expression is equivalent to what we are given on that part? All right, so here it was supposed to be given as, all right, so here I'm just gonna correct this part here. Let us not look into this one. The actual part, it was like this, 2 into, all right, so this part that we had, it was actually like this, was 3 into 2x plus 1. All right, so there was a 3 here. Okay, anyways, so that is what we're given on our question. So which expression is equivalent to 3 into 2x plus 1? So on that case, this is an expression, expand the brackets. All right, so we're going to look into the bracket. What is the number that is going to affect our bracket? That is the 3 outside of the bracket. So 3 times 2x, that was going to give us 6x. Then 3 is going to multiply 1. 3 times 1, that is what? That is a 3. Okay, so of these answers, 6x plus 3, the best answer was going to be on our B. All right, so that is the correct answer on C. Sorry for that here. This one, 6x plus 3. So make sure you're going to take the correct answer there. All right, then 1.2, we have got add the given expressions. All right, so let's see what we are given. The first expression, gonna add 5x plus 6y minus 3. All right, so add to this one. All right, so we're gonna just also, as we can see, it's x, y followed by constant, x, y, and a constant. You can even write it like this, 2x plus 3y minus 1. All right, so remember, we must add. So let us add and see what are we going to have. Negative 3 plus negative 1. Negative 3 plus negative 1. So remember, positive, negative, that is a negative. So it was going to give us a negative 4. All right, so that's a negative 4. You add these two, so that's 6 plus 3, which is what? Which is 9. That's a positive. And 5 plus 2, that's a positive again. So that's 7x. So we're going to obtain 7x plus 9y minus 4, which is 7x minus plus 9y minus 4. That is on D, this one. Okay, so that was going to be our correct answer. Then on 1.3, solve for x. We are given an equation there. All right, so that's an equation and we must solve for x. So let us just look into our question. That's 3x plus 1, everything over 2 is equal to 5. All right, this is a single fraction. So let us say 5 also as a fraction. This is the same as over 1. So that we can cross multiply, as we've got 2 fractions, one on the left and the other one on the right, so we can cross multiply in that case. So 1 is going to multiply everything that we see here. 1 times 3x, which is 3x, 1 times 1, which is 1. That's equal to 2 multiplies 5. So 2 times 5, that is 10. Okay, so let's solve for x. Taking the 1 to the other side of the equation, or simply subtract 1 both sides of the equation. It is up to you. Okay, so that's 3x. This one cancels 10 minus 1, which is 9. A product. So how do we get rid of that 3? Divide by 3 both sides of the equation. So x was going to be what? X was going to give us a 3. And that's the correct answer. There is 3, which is on A. All right, or you can just substitute the values, test your values direct, or just solve, guys. You are used to these equations, so we can simply work out our equation straightforward. On another section, we are given, which is 1.4. The diagram below shows two parallel lines and a transversal with angles x and y as shown. So which of the relationships is true for x and y? All right. So we have got these relationships. Let us figure out where x is and y is. All right. We do understand that these two lines, they are parallel. So we can see that we have got alternate angles where we form a Z or where we form N, all right, where we form something like this or form something like this or we form an N like that. Alternate angles, they are equal. So the angle here and the angle X must be equal. Alternate angles. Angle Y here and this angle, they're also equal from corresponding angles where we form F. So as we can see here, we are forming an F. So angle Y and this one must be equal. So the angle here is Y. So what is the relationship? As we can see, the X and Y, they are related on a straight line. Here, angles on a straight line. On this other side, also angles on a straight line. So it is up to you which one I'm going to take. But as you can see, angles on a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. All right, so which one is the best of the answers that we are given? X plus Y is 90 degrees. That's wrong because it's supposed to be 180. X is equal to Y. No, that is wrong. X and Y, they are not the same. X plus Y is 180 degrees. All right, that is correct. Y minus X, okay, this is wrong. So that is the correct answer. There was going to be what? C. They are on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. So that is the major case of your question. Okay, just be very careful on your answering of the questions. 1.5. In the given triangle below, x is what? What is the value of x? How can we solve for x? From the properties of a triangle, angles inside of a triangle, these interior angles, their sum add up to 180, these angles. So meaning to say, if I am to take the 34 degrees, add to the 53, add this one to the 3x minus 15. What am I supposed to obtain? 180 degrees of what? The sum of interior angles. These are angles in a triangle. So that's, we've got an equation. From this equation, let us solve for x. We have an equation. Left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. So solving for x, we only have one, okay? There's just that part of 3x. So let us just have it aside. So 3x, then let us collect the constant. We add 34 to 53. All right, then subtract 15. All right, you can even use your calculator there. 34 plus 53. Then let's subtract 15. We're going to get 72. So that is 72 degrees. That is equal to 180. So for x, the 72 is a positive. So let's take it to the other side. It's going to be a negative, or simply subtract 72 both sides of the equation. So that's 3x is equal to 180 minus 72 degrees, which is 108 degrees. Divide by 3. Since we've got a product, divide by what? By 3, both sides of the equation. So x will be 108 divided by 3. All right, so over 3 like this, which is 36. So x is equal to 36 degrees. So let us consider the best answer there, where we have got 36 degrees. That's on what? On B. All right, so these are your typical questions. You must be very careful when attempting the questions. Choose the correct answer, but that is from a certain calculation. You must calculate whatever that you're given and see if it corresponds to the answers that you are given there. On question number 2, they gave us that if x is 3 and y is -5, that is a statement to be used to find or to determine this value of the expression, the value of this expression, I mean. You are given this to determine the value of this expression. All right, so it's just a matter of filling in place of x, or substituting in place of x what you're given. So 2x means you're multiplying there. So that's 2 times, or you can open a bracket, or that's 2 times 3. Into the bracket where we've got 3x again, that's a product. So it's 3 times x, which is what? Which is 3. All right, so our x here, which is 3, our x here, which is 3, then plus 4 times the value of y in that case, and y is what? A -5. So that's 4 times the value of y, which is a -5. So in this case, we have substituted the corresponding values. What is for x? So a product is just like, you can even combine it like this. Okay, so let us simplify. The outer part of the bracket, 2 times 3. It's product, remember? Your board mass. Your board mass. Right? So this can be multiplied together. 2 times 3, which is 6, into the bracket of what? 3 times 3, that is going to be 9, plus 4 times -5. Positive to negative, that's a negative. So it was going to give us a -20. Okay, so let us have this one. So that's 6. We simplify this part, plus and a minus, that's going to be a negative. So we're going to subtract 9 minus 20, which is what? -11. 9 minus 20, minus 20 like this, which is -11. Okay, you simplify this part. Then multiply 6 to -11, which is what? -66. So that is what you're going to have by just substituting the values that were given of x and y. 2.2, we are given to simplify the first part, 2.21, that is an expression 6x to the exponent of 3 plus 2x squared plus 4x, everything over 2x. So remember, I referred to this on our algebraic expressions, that whenever we have got a single fraction with the terms, different terms on the numerator, separate them each to the denominator, which is 2x. So we're going to separate this to 2x, which is in the denominator. All right, so let's separate and see the 6x to the exponent of 3 over what? The denominator, 2x. You take the plus, 2x to the exponent of 2 over what? The denominator again. 4x as it is over what? The denominator of 2x. So that's it. We can simplify. Let's divide. 6 divided by 2, that's a 3, or 2 into 6, that's 3. Then x, this is to the exponent of 1. So you are dividing same bases, subtract your exponents. So that's 3 minus 1, which is going to be x to the exponent of 2. Or there is one x here. Here there are 3 of them. So if we take this one into these ones, which are 3, how many going to remain? 2 of them. So that's x squared, all right? And here, this one and this one was going to cancel, 2 and a 2. Then x into x squared. How many x's do we have here? There are 2. So if we cancel here, going to remain with 1x. Remember the numbers they canceled is just like 1x. 1x is same as what? Is same as x. Okay, let's do the same thing. 4 divided by 2, or 2 into 4 like this, or 4 divided by 2, that's what? That's a 2. The x and the x are the same exponent, so this was just going to cancel. If you want to subtract, you subtract 1 minus 1, which is x to the exponent of 0, which is 1. So 2 times 1 is what? Is 2. There is no effect there. So this is it. I don't know, guys, the way that you want to simplify. Anyway, you still gonna obtain the same answer on your simplification there. Then the other part, 2.22, what is it that we are given there? They are brackets. So simply expand the 3x into 2x minus 3 plus the x into the x plus 4. So the first bracket is to be expanded by 3x. This one. By what? By 3x. Second bracket by what? Plus x. So let's expand, guys. Distribute throughout. Let's see what we're going to have here. So that's 3x multiplies 2x. So 3 times 2, the 6x to x gives us what? X squared. Same basis, you add the exponents. So that's 1 plus 1, which is 2. 3x multiplies the minus 3. That's a negative 9. So that's negative 9 with x. All right, we are done with the first bracket. Second bracket, this is going to be expanded by what? Positive 1x. So that's positive 1x times x. Remember, where x and x multiply is going to get what? X squared. So it was just going to be 1 times 1, which is 1x squared. All right? Or just x squared. 1x squared is just, okay? Then x and 4, that's going to be 4x. Then collect the like terms. At this stage, collect your like terms. Where are we having the x squared? There is a 6x squared. There is an x squared here, 1x squared. So add these two. What are we going to have? 6 plus 1. That's a 7. So it was going to be 7x squared. Where are we having x? There is minus 9x and a 4x. These are like terms. So considering these two, we're going to have negative 9 plus 4, which is what? Negative 5. But with what? X. Just like that. We cannot simplify further. These two, they're different. This is to the exponent of 2. This is to the exponent of 1. So they are not like terms. It's only that we can see x here, but we cannot simplify those two. So we are done at this stage. All right? Just like that. That is how you simplify this. On 2.23, another question to simplify for 2 marks. It was the square root of 25 minus 9x squared. Take note, there is a negative there. So simplify this to a single term. 25 minus 9, since they are like terms, raised to the exponent of 2 both. There we are collecting like terms. We are simplifying like terms, 25 minus 9, which is 16x squared. We have a single term. We can determine its square root. What is the square root of 16? 4. What is the square root of x squared? That's x. How many x's are we having there? 2. So the square root x times x gives us x squared. So that's the square root of x squared is what? Is x. So you can write plus or minus 4x, or you can just write 4x as it is, no problem. All right, that's it. On question number 3, solve for x. 3.11, given this equation, the 2x, 3.11 2x plus 9 is equal to 23. Solve for x. So there is a positive 9. That's a linear equation, guys. So get rid of that. How? We can take it to the other side of the equation or subtract. There's a positive, so subtract 9, both sides of the equation. So it's going to be 2x is equal to 23 minus 9, which is 14. So solving here, just divide by what? By 2, since we've got what? A product, guys. So x is going to give us 14 divided by 2, which is what? Which is a 7. So the value of x, which was satisfying that equation, was what? A 7. All right, 3.12. Again, so for x, where we have got brackets, this and that. All right, let's see. 3.12, that's 2 into x plus 4, all right, plus 2 is equal to 5x plus 1. Okay, for 3 marks. Let's see. Gonna expand our brackets. As we can see, there is a bracket on the left-hand side of our equation. So that's gonna be expanded by what? By 2. The number that is outside of the bracket. So that's 2 times x, which is 2x. 2 times 4, which is positive 8. We are done. The number that is in contact with the bracket, the 2 is to be added after that. So we add the 2 as it was. So this is equal to the right-hand side, 5x plus 1. Collecting the like terms on the left-hand side, that's 2x, 8 plus 2, which is 10. These are like terms. There's 8 here, there is a 2 here. So you combine those, that's 8 plus 2, which is what? Which is 10. And that's equivalent to the right-hand side, 5x plus 1. Just like that. So from there, we can solve for x, guys. You can solve for x either way that you want. You can take the 5x to the left-hand side. It becomes a negative. So it's 2x minus 5x equal to, I take the 10 to the other side. It was a positive. It's going to change to a negative 1 minus 10. Changes to a negative. So 2 minus 5, that's negative 3x, equal to 1 minus 10, which is negative 9. So let's find x. Divide by what? Negative 3. That's a product here. So divide by negative 3, both sides of the equation. That was going to cancel. 9 divided by 3, that's a 3. Okay? Or you can just use your calculator, guys. Okay, but that is how you answer this question. Just like that. Just like that. All right. Then on another question, 3.2, we are given that it's an equation that is to be formed there. All right, but let's see, try to understand our statement. 3.2, we are given that Dimpo is 4 years younger than his brother. Right? There are 2 conditions there that you can work with. Okay? You can work with the comparison of Dimpo from his younger brother, because you're told that she's 4 years younger than his younger brother, which is Nico. His brother is 4 years younger than his brother. So we can say, let Nico's age be, let Nico's age be x. His brother Nico is x. So we are told that Dimpo is 4 years younger. What about Dimpo's age? So it means Dimpo's age is going to be from the x. We subtract, because younger is negative, from what you're given. So it's going to be x minus. If it is older, you add. But 4 years younger, we subtract. So in this case, you can have it that way. It is up to you the way that you're going to display it here. I'm going to show you another way. So when we have got this, they are saying together their age add up to 18 years. Calculate Dimpo's age in years. So we can form a statement from that. Together, sum, add everything. So if I take Nico's age, which is x, add to Dimbo's age, which is x, minus 4, I must obtain 18, their sum. So we have formed an equation there. We have formed an equation. Solve for x. Solve for x. Then you bring it back here to find Dimbo's age, because x is not Dimbo's age. It's x minus 4. But we must solve x first. All right, so let us solve our equation, guys. As we can see, that's x plus x. Like terms, 1 plus 1, which is 2x, minus 4 is equal to 18. So solving for x, I'm going to take the minus 4 to the other side, or just simply add. I have a negative, so I'm going to add the 4 both sides. 2x is equal to what? 18 plus 4, which is going to give us 22. All right, that's 22 there. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So x is going to be 22 divided by 2, which is 11. But take note, x is not Dimbo's age. Dimbo's age is x minus 4. All right, from this statement. From our statement, guys, remember our statement, we said let Nico's age be x. So Dimbo's age is going to be x minus 4 if we do this. So therefore, Dimbo's age is going to be equal to x minus 4. Our x is what? Our x is 11. It was supposed to be x minus 4. But in place of x, you put that x, which is 11, minus 4. So 11 minus 4 was going to give you 7. So that's our that's the age of what? Of Dimbo in years. 7 years. So like I said, it is up to you which one you referred to as x in the first place. Another way we could have referred to in terms of Dimbo's age to say let it be x. So that's another way that we could have answered. We could have said let Dimbo's age be x. If Dimbo's age here is representing x, but they are saying Dimbo is 4 years younger than his brother. So it means his brother, which is Nico's age in that case, must be greater than both. That is the brother to Dimbo. If Dimbo is 4 years younger, it means the brother is what? 4 years older than Dimbo compared to Dimbo's age. The brother is going to be 4 years older. Older. We add from that statement. If we start with Dimbo, we must understand because Dimbo is younger, but the brother is not. The brother is 4 years older from Dimbo's age. That's another way. If there is someone who answer this way, yes, you're going to answer this that way. So in this case, X is the one representing Dimbo's age. So if I take this together, their age is what? 18. I take Dimbo's age, X, to Nico's age, x plus 4, I must obtain 18. Solve for x. In this case, the x that I'm going to get here is representing exactly Dimbo's age. If you're doing this way, all right? Anyways, let's see. 1 plus 1, that's 2x plus 4 equal to 18. So take the 4 to the other side, it's going to be a negative, or simply subtract 4 both sides of the equation. So 2x is equal to what? 18 minus 4, which is 14. Then divide by what? By 2. So our x is going to be 7, all right? So by dividing by 2, x was going to be 14 divided by 2, which is what? 7. X representing what? Dimbo's age. So therefore, Dimbo's age is 7 years. From this one. Then Nico's age is going to be x plus 4. So answer the question. Answer the question. All right. Another part of the question, which is on question number 4, we are given calculate the size of the angles marked with the variables small letters a to e. All right. Show your working detail, which is the reason and so on. Diagram, statement, reason. All right. 4.1. There's a 35 degrees. There is a right angle here representing 90 degrees. Then there is the variable a, which are found on a straight line. So a can be solved by taking these two angles from what? From 180 degrees of a straight line. So that's going to be 35 plus 90 degrees from 180 angles on a straight line. All right, they add up to 180 degrees. All right, so anyways, a was going to be 180 minus, you add 35 plus 90, which is 125 degrees. From 180 we're going to obtain 55 degrees. All right, so that's our a. And b on the other part is from a triangle, and this triangle we've got b and c. All right, so b angles on a straight line. So b was going to be simply 180 degrees minus what? Minus 130 angles on a straight line, just like the previous case. Angles on a straight line. Okay, so that's b is 130 from 180, which is what? 50 degrees. So that's our b here. Okay, then to find angle C, another variable there, angle C, there are so many ways we can use this one. Remember, the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. So meaning to say the exterior angle 130 degrees is equal to the sum of what? The opposite interior. This is our interior angle, this one. This is our interior angle. But we are saying the sum of the opposite, which is C and C minus 20. All right, that's another way that you could have solved exterior angle of a triangle. Remember, equal to the sum of the opposite interior. So let's solve, guys. We can take this negative 20 to the other side of the equation. It's going to be a positive 130 plus 20 degrees is equal to C plus C. That's 1 plus 1, which is 2C. All right, so this is what we have. So to find the C, let us add 130 plus 20. That was going to give us 150. So 150 degrees is equal to 2C. Divide by 2 to get rid of that. To get rid of that 2, remain with C. So 150 divided by 2, that's what? That's 75. You can even use your calculator there. 150 divided by 2. All right, so C is 75 degrees. That is how you could have calculated this from the concept of the exterior angle of a triangle. All right, anyways, we can also opt this way. Since we have got angle B, another way to calculate angle C was this way. Since we have got angle B here as 50 degrees, another way that we could have used to calculate angle C is using angles in a triangle. So if I add the C to C minus 20 to the 50 degrees representing angle B, this one, our 50 degrees, we must obtain, or we must have 180 degrees angles in a triangle this time. You can use that one, angles in a triangle. All right, so let's see if we were going to have the same answer, the same value for C. This is 1C, this is 1C, so collect those like terms. C plus C is going to give us what? 2C. All right, so that's 2C. Negative 20 plus 50, that's a positive 30. All right, negative 20 plus 50 like this. It's what? Positive 30. That is equal to 180 degrees. So you're going to have 2C is equal to, take this to the other side, it's going to be a negative, or simply subtract 30 degrees since we are adding. So that's equal to what? 180 minus 30, which is 150, just like the previous case. Our C was going to give us 75 degrees if we divide these two, 150 divided by 2, that was going to give us what? 75 degrees. All right, that is it. That is it. It's another way. It's another way. There are so many ways. All right, on this 4.3, there are two variables, D and E. All right, there's a D here and E. So let us start with the D. From these lines that are parallel, we are forming a C, co-interior angles. All right, remember the concept, co-interior angles, where we form a C, where we form a C here, or where we form a U. Co-interior angles, they add up to 180 degrees. The angle D plus 30 degrees, if I add it to 4D minus 50 degrees, I must obtain, or I must have 180 degrees. These are co-interior angles. Remember your co-interior angles from your properties of these parallel lines. All right, so that's why we formed an equation, guys. Let's solve. Let's solve. There is a D here. There's a 4D. Collect your like terms. So that's 1D. 1 like this. There's a 1 there. So 1 plus 4, which is 5D. And there is a 30 and a minus 50. So 30 minus 50, that's a negative 20. Or use your calculator. 30 minus 50 like this. That's a negative 20. So we're going to have negative 20 degrees equal to 180 degrees. Let's solve for D by taking the minus 20 to the other side, or add. There's a minus here, so we add to get rid of that 20. So this cancels. So 5D is equal to 180 plus 20. All right, so if we add, that was going to be 200. So to find D, simply divide by 5 by 5, just like that. So that was going to be 200 divided by 5, which is what? 40 degrees. All right, so that was going to give us 40 degrees. Or just use your calculator here. 200 divided by what? By 5. Okay, so that's 40 degrees. So we have got D. We are not done because there is also angle E here. All right, there is also angle E. What is it that is happening on angle E? There's a vertically opposite angles where two straight lines intersect. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So these two are equal. So that's angle E, and D plus 30 degrees are equal vertically opposite angles. Angle E is equal to angle D plus 30 degrees. These are vertically opposite angles. All right, so we've got vertically opposite angles. Okay, so let's solve for E. Since we have the value of D calculated before, so what are you going to do? You substitute that D into this equation so that we can solve or find our E. So D, substitute there, that's 40 plus 30. So that's E is going to be 40 plus 30, which is 70 degrees, just like that. Okay? Know your properties, guys. Properties. Know each and every property, as we had these ones as introductions. So make sure you go through again and revise those introductions. Question number 5. For each of the statements below, select the option of a quadrilateral that is described by writing the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. For example, 5.1, the answer is B. That's an example they're just saying. All right, so 5.1, the shape has two pairs of parallel sides and angles of end here. It is not just having two pairs of parallel sides. The interior angles, the angles that you see inside, they are of 90 degrees. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Which one? It can be a square, it can be a rectangle. So on our answers, the one that we are given that is best to answer is going to be a square. Having two pair of what? Parallel sides and each angle being 90 degrees was going to be D. All right, so 5.1, our answer was going to be a D for a square. All right, then 5.2, the shape has one pair of parallel sides. One pair of what? Parallel sides. A trapezium. All right. So 5.2, our answer was a trapezium, which is C. Then 5.3, it is one pair of opposite angles are equal. One pair of one pair. It's only one pair. That's a kite. All right, that's a kite. So the best answer there was going to be A. Remember the properties of a kite. They are adjacent sides here which are equal. All right, then I said the angle that is found between unequal sides. Between unequal sides. These two angles, they are equal. It's only one pair of opposite. These ones, they are not. These ones, they are not. So it's only one pair. That's a kite. Remember, for a parallelogram, they are equal both. This one is equal to this. It's a pair. This one is equal to this. It's a pair. So there are two pairs. A trapezium, nothing like that. A square, just like a trapezium, is two, not one. So the best answer there was going to be a kite. It's only one pair. All right, so that was going to be A. Okay, then on question 6, KLMN, this quadrilateral, it is a quadrilateral and not drawn to scale. It is not to scale. All right, no problem. From that quadrilateral 6.11, can we calculate with reasons the value of x? Calculate the value of x. Right, for looking into this quadrilateral, guys, we just have to use the concept of angles in a quadrilateral. Remember, they add up to 360, the interior angles of a quadrilateral. Because we do not have the special name of this quadrilateral that we can use there to say this is a kite or this is what. For now, we do not have any special name. So we're just going to use the angles that are inside of a quadrilateral. Each and every quadrilateral, the interior angles, the sum of interior angles is what? 360. So let's add 2x plus x plus 30. All right. I add x plus 50. I also add 80 degrees. All the four angles, I add 80 degrees. I must obtain 360 degrees angles in a what? In a quadrilateral. So that is our major case. We have formed an equation. You have an equation. Solve for x. Taking the x, there's an x here. There's another x, you add. There's another x there, you add. X plus 2x plus x, which is 3, then plus another x, which is what? Which is 4. So that's 2 plus 1 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1, which is 4. So that's 4x. Then we have got the numbers that are remaining. The 30, you add to 50, you add to 80. So 30 plus 50 plus 80 was going to give us 160. 160 degrees. All right, let's just add together 30 plus 50 plus 80 like this. That's 160. Okay, so this is equal to 360 degrees. Get rid of the 160. It's an addition. Take to the other side is going to be a negative, or just subtract both sides of your equation. So this can cancel. So 4x is equivalent to 360 minus 160, which is 200 degrees. So to have x, divide product. Just like that, you have formed an equation. So solve for x. 200 divided by 4, that is 50. That's 50 there, 50 degrees. So x is 50 degrees from that statement. Our x is 50 degrees. Wherever we see x, it's what? It's 50 degrees. All right. So that is it. Just like that. Angles in a what? In a quadrilateral. They add up to 360 degrees. So you form an equation from there. All right, let's check another part of the question. Now they are giving us to classify this quadrilateral based on its angles. Based on its angles. So there is no way we can write to say this is a kite, this is a rhombus, without knowing these angles. They said based on the angles. So let's have the angles first. Let's have the angles first. All right. With the x that we calculated, we substitute wherever x is. Let us see what are we going to have. All right. So let's substitute. This is 2x. So 2 times x, 50 degrees. 2 times 50 is 100 degrees. That's the numerical value of this angle. X plus 30, our x is what? 50. So that's 50 plus 30, which is going to give us 80 degrees. So the whole of this angle that we are seeing is 80 degrees. X plus 50, our x is what? 50 degrees. So 50 plus 50 is what? 100 degrees. So based on the angles, not based on how you see the shape, but based on the angles, what can we say about this quadrilateral? Where opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. That's a parallelogram. Remember from the properties of a parallelogram, we were saying in each and every case, A, B, C, D, angle A and angle C will be equal. Angle B and angle D will be equal. Properties of a parallelogram, so that it makes this shape to be a parallelogram. It is not about how you are looking into the shape to say this shape does not even look like a parallelogram. No, they said based on the angles. You classify based on the angles that you can see inside of the shape. Which property of all the shape, there is no property that is we've got opposite angles. So a parallelogram, remember, it is a mother name for a rhombus. It is a mother name for what? It is a mother name that can affect even a rectangle, even a square. But we cannot now say this is a square, because a square, there must be 90 degrees, 90 degrees. A rectangle, there must be 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So the best answer was going to be a parallelogram. All right. Let's consider another part, 6.2. Given that triangle ABC and this triangle KLM, they are similar to each other. All right. ABC is similar to this. Calculate the length of the side LM. Guys, as long you see this question, this type of a question, as long they say the triangles are similar, form the ratio of sides. Remember this one. Ratio of corresponding sides is equal. So you form that ratio. They said what? ABC. So triangle ABC is similar to which triangle? Triangle KLM. So let's form the ratio of sides so that we can determine the length of LM by the correct or the best ratio. So that's AB over what? KL. That's how we form it. Is equal to B to C over what? L to M. Which is equal to from A to C. All right. From A to C over the corresponding sides, K to M, which is KM, like that. So we need a ratio which has got what? The length LM here. Which ratio that has got LM? There is a ratio that has got LM already here. LM. So meaning to say we're going to take this one, equate to this, or we equate to this one. There are two ratios to be equated to. It's either we're going to say it is equal to this or it is equal to this. So you look for a ratio which is complete. Do we have AB and KL? This is what I'm trying to say. Are we given AB? Yes, AB is there. What about KL? From K to L, we have it. We have this part. What about AC over KM? AC, there is nothing here. K to M, there is nothing there. So this ratio at the end, ignore it. Use what you are given where it is complete and the part of what you're being asked to calculate. So this is the one that we are going to use. So let's substitute because we are given this AB. It is there from our diagram here. AB is what? 3 centimeters. So that's AB 3 over K to L, which is K to L, that is 9 centimeters. So 3 over 9 is equal to BC. We are also given that one as 8 centimeters. So over what? LM. So this is the one that you are being asked, the one that you circled. So you can calculate your LM. A fraction equal to another fraction. What can we do? Simply cross multiply. Then we solve. It's an equation, remember. So you can cross multiply. So 3 times LM is 3LM, which is equal to 9 times 8. You can multiply those two. 9 times 8 was going to give us 72. Then divide by 3 to determine the value of what? L to M. So the length of LM was going to be 24. You can even use your calculator, guys. You're in exam. Just use your calculator. 72 divided by 3. That is going to give us what? That is going to give us 24. So this is how these questions can be given as your typical exam questions. This is how these questions can be given as. So as an individual, make sure that you do revise as many questions as you can based on your term 3 stuff, what you have been doing at your school in your term 3. You work out as many questions, try to figure out how do they ask these questions, because in most cases you see that it is simply a repetition. They repeat similar questions just to figure out. Just try to figure out. All right. So this is what we had till we meet again.